Yo, I've been on this all meat diet, kind of crazy.
Yeah, haven't pooped in a week, man.
Hello, I'm Grade Solomon. I am a fine art photographer. Yeah, I'm on this little podcast about art. I'm gonna talk about some artsy things, I suppose. Yeah. What's up?
We're
We're
two
the
painters.
hosts looking at you like,
Yeah, we're both painters, and then we have a photographer on. So I think that's cool that like it's going to be all different types of artists, not
Yeah,
just
I feel like painting and photography are seen as like very drastically different mediums, but as a photographer, I see a lot of like they overlap a lot. Like I feel like photography can be very gestural and broad. Like I know it's seen as like physical documentation, like that's sort of the assumption. Um, I don't know. I like to experiment with the medium and become more gestural, sort of switch up how things are viewed and make them more about I don't know, like internal exploration rather than like documenting things as they are.
right. I think that comes off very clear with your work. It's not just like straight photos. You
Mm-hmm.
add your own twist to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That actually leads into a question I was curious about. I went through your Instagram, went to your very first post,
Oh
and I
my
scrolled
god.
up, checked through them all, right? It's so interesting to see your progression. And in a lot of ways, it's very similar to mine. Like your photos are a lot different from a couple years ago to now.
Mm.
How, like when you started, did you think that same way about photography where it can be more than just documenting?
Um, well, when I first started, I didn't even see it as like an art medium. I saw it as like just a way to document my friend's skateboarding. Like I was like 13 and I saw my friend just like he pulled up to the skate park with a DSLR. I was like, "What is that? That looks professional." And like I don't know, like preteen me was so dumbfounded that because I'd only seen like iPhone photos, and then he posted this super high quality image. I was like, "What the hell? You can do that?" And then I picked it up and I started photographing just like I don't know my friends around like downtown and just just for shits and giggles. Can we curse?
yeah,
Yeah.
say whatever you want.
P fart balls. um, but yeah, I was just photographing my friends, and there was this moment where I kind of like diverged from the rest of my friends who were photographing things. Like they got into like standard portraits and like photographing seniors portraits and weddings and stuff. And I was like, I feel like there's something more to making a photograph. Um, and that was around like like end of high school for me. And I don't know, I wanted to like create my own scenes rather than you know like document like weddings or
Right.
just human portraits.
Is that kind of like the easier way, like more stable to like shoot weddings and all that?
Honestly, I know a lot of people do it as a like a financial stability way. Some people actually enjoy it, but me, I don't know. I've never just found an interest or a desire to do that. I've been really fortunate enough to like have opportunities just come along where I can make some money creating the work that I enjoy. Um, yeah, I like by no means shitting on wedding photography. Like I think it's like extremely important, especially to some people. But yeah. Um,
Yeah, for sure. You're lucky that you can do that though. Like
oh yeah, I know.
I think we're all lucky be here.
Yeah. I always think about like this, like maybe this wouldn't have been possible if we were born like 10 years earlier before the internet. Like, I don't know. Internet's crazy.
It's so crazy.
All it
Or I
takes is
think,
like,
what if we were
yeah.
born too much in the future?
It costs
And-
$0 to retweet.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, the internet, like something crazy happened. And so
Oh my god.
I just like this time.
Yeah.
I've been getting into this sort of scared period where like, you know, like I had like this big rise, or not big rise, but like a couple, like a little bit of attention. Like I got like 20K followers in like a year, and I feel like, you know, maybe that was like a period, and now it's like a plateau. Do you guys feel like it's very like not tangible, but like
Sustainable.
no, like you have your spotlight and then you kind of get forgotten,
Right.
or I don't know.
I think
It's
I go
like-
through phases.
Mhm.
Like I had that similar thing where I had a bunch of tweets go viral. Like I hit 20K just about too,
Mhm.
but I hit that number. It's like I don't really want to like try to make viral tweets or whatever. Like I want to focus on what's important to me after like. So I think I'm cognizant that maybe that attention isn't just there because like I'm not trying to get it anymore.
Mhm.
But I don't think any of us are like falling off, you know? I think we're just kind of focusing on different things.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't necessarily talking. Maybe because I feel like I'm not necessarily chasing after followers or, you know, attention or fame, but like that kind of ties in with like maybe like financial security. I have no idea, but because like the more people care about your work, the more people want to, you know, spend money on your work. Or
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
a
don't
weird
know.
balance where like you want to make work that you like, but also you want more people to find your work,
yeah,
and then you don't want to like sell your soul though.
Yeah, it drives you
Yeah.
so crazy. And it also depends who your audience is. And it's like, well, if I get this one commission or this one client who's way bigger and they happen to see it because their friend, like, I don't know. I'm always thinking
this will
about
be
that
my
stuff.
big break.
Yeah. And I'm always checking or like random, if someone's wants to hire someone, I'm like, what if I can be that
Oh, 1
person?
second.
And I'm always looking around trying to be that person. So I think I understand in a way how you feel.
I wanted to ask you about Super Rare.
Ooh, go ahead.
How did like, because I like also congratulations, like you're doing some crazy ass shit. But
Thank you so much.
how does that like like how does the e currency or
Ethereum?
Ethereum.
yeah, Ethereum, how do like how does that work?
It's just like Bitcoin.
Yeah, so Ethereum's a cryptocurrency. There's tons of them. Ethereum, I think, is the second biggest next to Bitcoin. And you can just sell your Ethereum and trade it for US dollars or Canadian, like whatever your currency is.
God damn, you got 20K.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Yeah,
I was
it's
blown
crazy
away.
how public it is, which is like, I think it's cool. Me and we've definitely talked about that before, where it's like, part of me feels weird being so public about how much our work sells for, but also like should be proud, right?
Yeah.
But it's definitely a weird place to navigate, but grateful to have that issue, I guess, right?
It's weird too because I'm so used to as an artist. I don't know how this works for photography. I want to ask about that. But as an artist, for commissions, I never knew what everyone else was charging, and I was charging way less. And I'm like, wait, you guys are charging hundreds of dollars? I was just charging like $50. So I don't know how that works for you.
Well, pricing artwork is always hard, especially like like when you're new to selling your artwork, I feel like your main assumption is to price low so more people would be willing to buy it. And photography is different in a sense. Well, you do like digital works, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can make like editions and sell by editions. So I feel like it's different with like Jonathan, like your paint, like physical paintings. Like you make a tangible item, and like me and Fewocious make like things that live in SD cards.
Right.
So, so I found that like if you make a limited amount, like an edition of 5 to 10, then you can price them, like more expensive. But it's weird because it's like a print and it doesn't feel, like the artist's hand.
Right.
I don't know if you've experienced that, Fewocious.
As far as prints, I mean, I'll sign it and put my thing on it. I try to use nicer paper if it's a limited edition, like that nice hard paper. I feel we both know that those are the only ones. I'm not going to reproduce more. And the only ones that would exist are like if someone random at home printed their own like version. So
yeah,
it does feel weird because it's not like a painting where we did it all, but that's just how it is. I don't know. I try to look at other people who do it and be like, okay, they did it, so I don't feel guilty.
Is that like for photographers? Is that kind of the main like income, or is it mostly like paid shoots or?
From my experience, it's been from prints. Yeah. There's like the obvious gigs where, you get hired to shoot, and, I'm still trying to figure out how to price gigs.
That seems almost harder to price than like a painting.
Yeah, because then you have to incorporate how much time you're spending on shoot, how many images you're gonna provide, and like time in post-production. So it's like a balance, but usually, I don't know, if it's like a project I like enjoy and I'm excited about, I'll probably just work on it, for free, just because it's fun and it like benefits both of us. Like you get more shit in your portfolio and they get some stuff, but obviously you gotta make money. I don't know, it's difficult. I'm still like I'm sure we're also trying to figure out financial shit.
Yeah.
So when you go to shoot with someone, I have a question. When you are there and you're taking the pictures and you took your amount that you wanted to take, if they're like, hey, I want to take more, what do you do? Do you just say no?
Cards full.
Like, I've done it where they'll pay for a set amount of images and then I'll set a time for how long we'll shoot. And if we go over that time, then I'll start charging hourly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So when you meet, because you meet strangers, because when we just stay at home and we don't leave, how does that work? Do you get nervous talking to these people?
Well, I mean, I'm always nervous talking to people. I'm like the most just shy person ever.
That's interesting. You come off as like super confident and like funny, going to me.
Really? Well, I feel like it's different because we've sort of had like this pseudo relationship over like Twitter, like, so I feel like we can be kind of comfortable around each other. I don't know, but like if I had no experience with any of you guys and I had like no prejudgment of like the kind of characters you were, I'd be like, hi.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk or something? What's up?
Yeah, good point.
But what did you mean, like pre-COVID, or you talked about meeting strangers?
Yeah, when you meet these clients to go see them and you've never talked to them before. I mean, obviously to get the gig, but when you see them in real life, and you're speaking to them, is it awkward, or have you ever gotten scared talking to someone?
I've never gotten scared, but there, like, usually I will I'll get comfortable like while we're shooting, because I sort of get in my head a lot when I'm with my camera. Like I sort of like I'm more focused on making an image than I am about I don't know, like how I'm being portrayed, or how like I'm like portraying myself, I think is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Like when I get in a working mode, I sort of just, when you get in the zone, you sort of just, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that, if that makes sense.
Do you ever do like daylight street photography? When I used to be into photo, I remember on vacations, our family had a DSLR, and I would love taking photos of like random people on the street. And something about having a camera, like, it's like, I don't care. Like, I'm taking a photo of you. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It made me
Yeah.
feel like invincible, kind of. It's a really weird feeling. But I'm curious, like, do you even do any of that, or like, have you ever had any weird experiences where you like,
Oh yeah,
shoot someone and they get mad?
So I do a lot of night photography, especially in like suburbs. So like, I don't know, just imagine chilling in your house and you see a dude taking a photo of your house at like 2 a.m. I feel like that's way worse than, like middle of the day street photography.
Yeah.
So I've had some pretty fucko situations. I've like had my life threatened. But it was fine. It was fine. I'm still,
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can go into that story.
I would love to hear that.
It was actually in my own neighborhood. And it was like right when I moved in, and I saw a shot I really wanted, but I had to get in like a crouched position to get like a specific angle. This is the image where there's like a bed sheet over a drying rack. But yeah, I was sort of crouched behind a fence, and I don't know, I just looked really suspicious because I looked like I was hiding or something. And it wasn't the house that I was shooting, but it was like their neighbor, and they come out just super confused, like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, oh my God, I'm just an art student, please. And he was like, I'm gonna just tell you right now, you almost got shot. I was like, oh,
what?
But I still got the shot. I got the shot.
How did you feel?
I tend to like laugh things off, but then like as soon as I got out of there, I was like, oh my God.
God damn.
There's been a lot of like tricky situations. I've also had like oddly like friendly encounters shooting at night. There was this one time this lady came out of the house that I was photographing, and she happened to be a photographer too. So then we had a conversation about just photography.
That's sick.
That was lovely. She had this really cute dog that looked like a fox.
That's a nice story.
That's a magical experience.
Are you guys familiar with Bear on Twitter?
Yeah, I love Bear.
I just found their Twitter. It's so I love them. I don't know who they are, but I think that he's
from my city.
You're in Canada?
Yeah, I'm in Calgary.
Canada.
I
want to visit that. I want to visit so bad.
Yeah, come by. I used to love just walking around downtown at night with like my iPhone 4, taking like shitty little grainy photos.
Dude, iPhone 12's like night mode is kind of insane.
Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram. That's tempting.
I don't know. Because I had the 8 for like a long time. Like I was the dude with the button on my phone for a minute. And then I don't know. I think the camera is like so much worth it. But what were you saying with your story?
I was just gonna lead that into like just walking downtown taking photos. Even as a painter, like that's so like inspiring to me. Like when I'm actively taking photos, I'm kind of more present and I'm like searching and looking for stuff. Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to do it more. That's why I got this camera. So hopefully I would do that,
Ooh.
like stick to actually taking photos.
Mm-hmm. There's
Um,
this one painter. Oh, sorry, I didn't cut you off.
Oh no, it's all good, man.
Um, are you guys on YouTube a lot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you gotten recommended that video about the Minecraft paintings?
Yes. Yeah.
I haven't.
Something.
I love him. I absolutely love his shit, dude. Like the Counter-Strike no clip paintings.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That
I had no clue those were paintings from Counter-Strike.
That just like blew my mind that like just no clip and that was your inspo.
Right. Yeah, I think his name's Christoph Zetterlund.
Mm-hmm.
He did all the like pixel paintings for Minecraft. They're actual paintings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I would love to own one of those paintings. That's like a dream of mine to own a Minecraft painting.
I love the whole like meta thing where the paintings in Minecraft are of paintings and then people in real life are mimicking the paintings in Minecraft.
Yeah, not even the real paintings, but the pixel paintings within Minecraft. That's so funny. So you do mostly digital photo?
I shoot film sometimes, but yeah, mostly digital.
Yeah, something about film to me. I don't really take photos all that often, but when I'm taking film photos, even just like a really shitty picture, because it's on film, it's like more valuable or interesting to me.
It just feels better.
Yeah.
Like I see as like when you're shooting film, you're creating a tangible object.
Right.
Instead of like again, like something that lives in the SD card.
Right. I never thought about it that way, but I guess you are kind of like bridging that gap from SD to print.
I also feel like film is incredibly romanticized, and I don't know. Like I love it, but like goddamn, like who cares?
Yeah. I totally get like if you're a professional photographer and why you wouldn't want to use film, because like there's so many better options now.
Well, I feel like when you're a professional, you kind of lean into film. Well, it depends like what sort of professional. Like there's like professional studio and like you probably want to use digital, but then like I don't know, like professional terms as in like Alex Soth or like Crutzen, you have more money so you can shoot on film.
Yeah, for sure. I actually took a whole class on how to develop film in school, and I don't remember any of it, but doing it was really fun. But
did you do darkroom?
Yeah, it was all in the darkroom with the pans. You had to like tilt it.
Yeah, I loved it. It was so fun.
Did you do that in school?
Yeah, I'm in a photography school right now.
Nice.
Oh, you're in photography school?
Yeah. Are you in school?
I am.
I'm not.
Are you wait, Foch, did you graduate yet?
No, I'm still in high school.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Isn't that crazy?
Dude, you're fucking killing it,
man. Thank you so much.
God damn. Yeah, I want to hear more about Fewocious. You haven't been talking that much.
No, because I don't know a lot, and I'm just like I want to absorb. JW has more of a connection and understands it more. I know nothing, and I'm just like, okay.
You do know something.
I'm learning and I'm listening. I do want to hear about photography school though. What is that like?
So, my school experience, I was originally in business school and I was like, oh my God. And I dropped out, went to art school, and now I'm still like, oh my God, what am I doing? I feel like I've gotten all that I need from it, and now it's sort of holding me back, but I am extremely grateful that I got to have that experience. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be where I am with my art if I hadn't gone through school. I feel like it taught me a lot about contemporary work, especially with photography, because there's an extreme amount of directions you can take photography in. And I feel like photography or going to school kind of narrowed that down for me and taught me how to conceptualize and sort of build off what I'm like thinking in my head, and like focus that down more. But I feel like now I've gotten to the point where I don't really need school right now. So yeah, it's difficult. Like you're paying for a degree that isn't, like nothing's promised. Like you're kind of just, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I'm in the same exact spot where it's like I'm in such a different position in my career than when I started school, and like I could just continue what I'm doing now and be fine. But it's like I'm too far into art school to quit.
Exactly.
It's like,
yeah.
I'm almost done already. Why quit?
How many years you got left?
I was supposed to finish this year, but with COVID, like I couldn't take a bunch of courses, so I have another year.
Did you take a gap year?
No, straight out of high school.
Yeah, I was hesitant to take a gap year. I thought I wanted to, but now I'm like just trying to get it over with. And again, like, yeah, I do feel like I'm just too deep into it. Like I got one more year left. I feel like dropping out would just be a waste.
Yeah, maybe? You came so far.
Yeah.
Why? It's that weird spot where like second year is kind of, at least in my experience, was okay. But then third year was really interesting. But like if you have a bad third year, you only have one more year to go. So it's like, do you roll the dice, quit now, or just do another year and then you're over? It's really weird.
How does your school work? Because at VCU we do art foundations where you learn about like a wide variety of art. Like you do drawing, sculpture, time-based art, and all that fundamental stuff. And then you choose what degree you want to go into, and then you start your degree.
Yeah, it's basically exactly the same at my school. First year, you have to take like 5 different courses in like 5 different areas or something. So I took like sewing, painting, drawing, and then a whole bunch of like weird ones.
How did you feel about having to do like the gen eds of art?
I don't know. I get why they do it. It makes sense why they do it, because a lot of people just show up there and they're like, oh, I like art. Howdy.
Jonathan says howdy.
Hello. Hi.
That's funny.
Says
second guest.
Second.
We have 2 guests.
Yeah, we have 2 guests now.
Oh. Camille, you're the second guest.
What?
You're the second guest.
What do you mean?
You're the second guest of the podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh my god.
How are you?
I'm okay. My name is Camille. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh my goodness. How are y'all doing today? Talking
I'm
to
good.
grade
We're
about
doing
photography
good.
and such.
Yeah.
Oh, to hear that. I'll give you back to your real guest now. I don't know why How did you do that?
Hello.
Hi.
That was my roommate.
That was amazing.
Loved it. Yeah, I guess to go back to art school, like for me, I know I like painting, but for a lot of people going to art school, they're like, oh, I like art. I'll go to school for it. They don't really like know their focus. So for me, it was kind of frustrating because I was like, been painting for like 5 years already. Like,
yeah,
this is what I want to do.
I was also sort of like I had an idea of like, because I'm also an illustrator. So I was like, do I go into school for illustration or do I go in for photography? Because I was sort of following both, and then like I started getting a little bit of traction for photography. So I was like, okay, I think this can work. So then, yeah, I'm here. But so when I was talking about in the beginning about like this whole social media growth thing, and being scared, I'm sort of like, I don't know how to go into this, but basically, I feel like everything's like high speed, do it now. You got to be successful right like when you're early 20s, and I feel like that's why I'm like scared about like being stagnant, and I'm like having a hard time trying to like just be comfortable working at my own pace and like being fine with that. But then I'm also like trying to kick myself in the ass, like, no, work harder. So yeah, I was wondering what you guys' experiences with that is.
That's a good one. I feel like every artist kind of struggles with that.
Mhm.
Definitely. I mean,
And we're so
it's
young.
about balance. Yeah, it's so crazy. You'll see someone be like, I bought this house off of art money. And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And-
Insane.
Oh, like, oh shit, I'm in
Or
debt.
yeah, someone sitting with all their prints like on the floor and they look so glamorous with all this stuff. It's like, wow, I don't sell that many prints. And it's just nerve-wracking for me. But I think about before social media, how people became successful. I'm like, oh, like it was a time. It took time.
Yeah.
It was also, I feel like it was a lot about like who you know and
Yeah.
just being present in the gallery world and you know, pretentiousness.
That's true.
For
I
sure.
don't know.
And in a lot of ways, you can get caught up, like seeing how everyone's thriving.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have it that way instead of like,
Comparison is the thief of joy.
it is.
That's true.
I love that quote. How old are you?
I am 21.
Oh, cool. Me too.
Nice.
Whoa.
Nice. Wow. Look at us. We're so young.
Babies.
That's so weird.
Soon we'll be decrepit and old.
Yep. Washed up.
I'm
That's strange to
23
think
and I'm
about.
washed up.
That's how Twitter works, man.
Dude, I love Twitter, but it's a cesspool.
I don't really even check it anymore. I just kind of post,
You
like
just
respond
take
to DMs.
take your mental health and you just dangle it over the cesspool of Twitter. Like, oh, there
Yeah.
it goes.
Why don't you
It
like it?
sucks.
I know, like,
No, I
have
love
my
it.
reasons.
I love Twitter.
It's
but,
weird though. I love it and hate it too.
it like I'll again like comparison.
Right.
I can't help it. I'll just compare my own growth to like other artists' growth. I'm like, fuck, well, I should be doing that. Why? Like again, I'll be like, work harder. Stop being on Twitter right now. That's why you're sad.
Isn't that weird though? Because a lot
Yeah.
of people probably look at you and feel the same way. And it's like, at what point do you just be like, okay, like I'm cool with where I'm at? Because I like, maybe to me, I look at you and then you look at someone else. It's like, it's not helping anyone, but it's like the natural way to go about it or feel.
Yeah, I feel like that goes into like the same thing, like you'll never be comfortable no matter, you know, how much money you make or like how rich you are. And I feel like that goes the same way with like art and progression. Like I feel like you should never be comfortable where you are, because then that means you're stagnant. And I feel like that is one of my fears, is being stagnant. And I feel like that's also unhealthy. And that is a result of social media and dumb fucko stuff. Yes. All right, let me get my lights are being too horny right now. Okay.
Oh, I like the blue.
Looks snappy.
Natural.
Yeah. I just have yellow.
Fewocious, what is up?
Yes. What?
What is up?
Oh, nothing much. I'm just thinking about what to talk about.
I accidentally got this lid stuck inside another lid.
I hate when that happens. So you're into illustration as well?
Yeah, I sort of I do it more casually now. Like I don't really do commissions that very often, just because I'm trying to put all my time and effort into photography. But I will always have a sketchbook on me, and I treat it more as like a diary or a journal
Right.
instead of like.
Yeah, I love your sketchbook posts.
Thank you.
That's always interesting to me because when I think of photographers, I don't really think of them as carrying a sketchbook, but that makes sense. Like they help everyone, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Because I feel like my illustration and painting background influences my photography a lot. Like in my editing process, I sort of treat it like painting. I'll spend like hours editing one photo, and I don't really post sets because I treat like individual photographs as like standalone pieces, and I have been struggling with like photography is a very big like cohesive body of work. It's usually seen in like a book format with like a collection of images, and I'm working on that, trying to get better at that. But my photography is like I like to treat them as like you view this image like alone and you spend time with it like a painting. I feel like that's sort of pretentious to say, but that's how I treat my images. Like I don't know, I'll go into like minute editing details where like I'll like edit individual pieces of grass because I want like a specific tone in like the foreground. Yeah.
That's cool.
Thank you.
When you shoot your photo, do you already have an idea of how you want to edit it, or do you surprise yourself sometimes when you go to edit it?
It's a little bit of both. I'll have a very vague idea of how I want to pull the colors out or what sort of emotion I want to provoke. But yeah, with editing, it's always sort of a surprise because I never know what specific color I can pull out of an image, and that's why I like to shoot digital because you're working with pixels instead of grain, or maybe that was a dumb way to say it, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're relying on like information within the image.
Yeah, there's a lot more in digital, right?
Yeah. But then also you can get like a super high res scan and then you end up editing pixels
right
on film. So I don't know.
Something that's funny to me is when I see your photos, I don't even really think about how long you've edited them. To me, it's like whoa, like it's really red out today or something. Like it comes off as like natural to me, which is like super sick.
Thank you. Yeah, I tend to try to keep it sort of naturalistic, but I like to have that element of like that doesn't feel right, or like you wouldn't see that, or it just feels I don't like to say otherworldly, but I feel like that comes to mind.
I would say so. That's definitely a theme I see in your work a lot. And I think calling it painterly is like a good description. I see a lot of your works and I'm like, damn, I wish I painted that.
Dude, can you talk about a little bit about the 7-Eleven stuff?
Yeah, man. What do you want to hear about the 7-Eleven stuff?
I don't know. Like, is there like what's the connection with you and 7-Eleven?
I think, I don't know, when I was in high school, me and my buddies would like walk to the 7-Eleven all the time. Like, this holds all these like cool memories, and I would like draw them in the 7-Eleven, and it's kind of nostalgic to me. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I feel like the 7-Eleven and the cul-de-sac is like the hub of suburban life. I love that.
Yeah, I remember in junior high, we would for lunch we'd like walk through this field, and everyone would hang out at the 7-Eleven, and like it was like a mecca. So it holds a lot of like fun memories to me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think 7-Elevens in general are just kind of like dingy and gross, but like kind of fun and funny.
Have you heard of Wawa?
No, I've never been to one of those.
I love Wawa.
Yes.
They have amazing sandwiches.
Wait, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Vegas, but I would go to the East Coast to see my family a lot. Where are you
Y'all
from?
don't know. I live in Virginia.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Virginia boy.
Nice.
I want to escape.
Where do you want to go?
I'm trying to live in New York as soon as I graduate, but I'm also debating if I want to travel and just live in my car for a year. I don't know.
Why New
Yeah,
York?
New York. I don't know. I love New York. I feel like I'm gonna give like the very the cliche, kitschy answer. But I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there for the type of work I want to do. Like I do eventually want to get into like commercial and fashion work with my photography.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool that you mentioned like living in your car. Didn't you go on a trip recently where you did that with a whole bunch of buddies or something?
Over July, me and 3 other friends hopped in a Jeep and drove across the U.S. It was kind of eye opening, like seeing the country during. It was like the height of the Black Lives Matter movement too, and like middle of coronavirus. So it was very transparent to see like state of the country.
Yeah, I can imagine. That seems like a crazy time to do that. But
Yeah,
how was that? That seems like such a crazy experience.
it was awesome. Like we started from Virginia, of course, and we drove through the Bible Belt, and that was disgusting. Everything was just really bad. There was some cool spots in Alabama. Like you got a waterfall, I guess, and racism. But then you get to Texas, and my roommate is mocking me. But but then you get to Texas, and you sort of I realized how like diverse the land in America is. Like you got desert, sand dunes, and then you go to the West Coast, you have just such beautiful mountains. And I don't know, being in the East Coast, the most we got is like the Blue Ridge Mountains and brown ass oceans. So it was just it was awesome to see. I rarely traveled then, and seeing the country was a great experience. I also like another reason I love photography is like traveling is sort of an excuse to go and make work. Like it's not just a vacation, it's like a work vacation or whatever. Like you're going out and you know.
Is there like a dream place you have to go shoot and like explore?
I mean, like I want to leave this country and see like the rest of the world. I'm half Korean, so I want to see Korea. Definitely, I want to see Japan. I don't know. I feel like there's so much more that this Virginia boy hasn't seen yet.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, I would love to
I'll
see how
visit-
you interpret like just different countries.
Yeah,
It's so nuts.
I'll come to Virginia. You can come to Calgary.
Is Calgary is that a big is it a city?
Yeah, I think it's like, to me, it's kind of boring. I've just lived here my whole life, but I think it's the 5th biggest city in Canada. So there's a lot to do, but I've seen it.
I don't know. I honestly don't know anything about Canada. Like I just found out Toronto's in Canada. Yeah, I never knew where Toronto was.
That's so funny to me.
Canada's so confusing to me. I'd be like, so wait, Alberta is what?
It's
What
like a
is
state.
Manitoba? And like just all these different things I did not understand.
Calgary's great though. Like I can drive 30 minutes that way and be at a mountain. So if you're into like nature or like nature photography specifically, I think that's
a lot where you are.
Oh yeah, I mean this year has been pretty good, but it's like 7 to 8 months, 7 months a year probably.
7 months a year.
Sometimes,
That's a lot.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
I think a couple years ago we had, I want to say 9 months there was snow on the ground.
So are you a cold weather person?
I'm not even a cold weather person, but I just live here. It's so annoying.
I'm just existing in the cold.
I want to move. I want to go. I'm not really picky, but if I can just be outside all year around, like, I'd be so happy.
I
I think
imagine
that's
if
what I
it
love most
snows
about.
all the time where you are.
Sorry, that's what you love about what?
Oh, that's what I love about like the West Coast, like California. It's like year round, nice ass weather, but it's on fire all the time. So
I'm like 4 hours away from it too, which is so annoying. Like, it's
what?
not even that far.
What? Do you have
Yeah.
a passport?
Oh yeah.
Just drive on. Go down there.
Nah. So I don't even think we asked this, but I seems clear, but are you doing photo full time?
I'm a student, so I'm like full time student, but photography student. So kinda yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting because like with painting, you might not consistently sell paintings when you're in like art school, but like photography, that's cool that you can like, it seems a bit more clear that you can like do that as a career while in school.
hmm What? How does a painting career kind of function? Because you like when you make a piece that takes like a lot of time and effort, and you make this one individual like object.
Yeah. And then you hope someone wants it. It's
So
definitely tricky.
is
Um,
like how do commissions work, or are commissions like a big thing within the
I
painting
think
Oh,
world?
totally,
yes.
especially when you're starting.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I personally don't really like doing them, but I will still do a couple if they're like a cool opportunity. But
Mhm.
when you're starting, like that's a majority of your income is just painting things that other people want.
I think what scared me away from that track of like what made me move into photography was I did a few commission works, and I would like send them the finished piece, and they're like, maybe if this changed. I was like, what the what? That means I have to
Yep,
restart. You don't understand.
I've been
Yeah.
there. I think
Or they tell you to
everyone
do
who's done
something
commissions.
ugly and you really don't want to do it. It's like, man,
Yeah,
it's a terrible idea.
yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky, but I feel like I'm in a really good spot right now where it's like a majority of what I'm interested in, other people are. And I'm like extremely grateful that people like the paintings that I like. So very happy about that.
Does Super Rare uh do they sell photography?
I don't think so,
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm
but
Mm.
not sure.
that seems like a hole in the market. And I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised if like give it like 2 months and there's
Because
like,
I tried applying a few months ago, and I never I didn't realize like they didn't have any photographers. I was like, yeah, I'll get in, and then yeah, nothing.
right,
No, I'm curious as to
your work
why.
is almost, yeah, to me, it's like your work is obviously photography, but the way you edit it, it becomes a new thing, right? So to
Yeah,
me,
it's
like
art.
it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't seem, it would make sense to have your work on Super Rare.
Hmm. Hmm.
We'll have to tell our secret connections.
Tweak
Are
some,
you interested in getting into crypto art? If there's like a photography option soon?
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, as soon as I like, I actually learned about it from your Twitter, Fewocious. I was like, wait, what is this? And then yeah, I just got like super excited that this new form of like selling art and collecting is happening. I was like, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's super dope. I mean, as we're talking about the prints and the editions, it brings this like thinking like, oh well, it's digital. How can I have the authenticity or
Mm-hmm.
whatever? The the whole crypto aspect has really shown me. At first, I was like, I don't know. But when you really learn more about it, I don't know enough to explain it. It really is like this digital piece becomes valued like a painting, like a 1 out of 1 painting. And I think that's beautiful. And as far as your photography, especially your photography, how it looks, I would love to see that in whatever platform.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I was kind of curious. So, like, you sell this big money piece for 20K. Do you send them the file of the piece? And I don't under like
So
I'm
that's the funniest thing where it's like you don't even send them the file because it's not like it's about collecting it, right? So when you buy a piece on Super Rare, it's in your collection. But like I had that same exact question when I first heard about it. It was like, do you even get a file? Like,
yeah, like I feel like that implies that you're selling the rights of owning that piece away. Because then if you sell that piece for that much money, but you can still can you still reproduce it?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can still sell prints, make shirts, whatever, do whatever you want with it. You could even make like a cartoon based off of that. Like do whatever you want.
yeah,
That's so confusing.
it's
Well,
just
what
like
it is
the way
the
they say,
blockchain and
yeah.
the wallet addresses. So you make a MetaMask account and you get your own wallet.
What is
And
it?
so
What is a MetaMask?
It's like how you hold your crypto, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's the place that holds all your cryptocurrency based on Ethereum. So what you do is you have your wallet, and let's say you have your Super Rare or whatever platform account. You connect the two wallets, and so all the art you make will be based off of your wallet. And so let's say someone took a screenshot of my art and uploaded it and said, I'm Fewocious, here's my art. You could prove that it's not me because the wallet number is different. So it's basically about the wallets and extra complicated stuff. I don't know how to explain with the blockchain.
So a collector buys your piece. Their piece goes into their wallet.
Yes. And
But
it shows that it shows that my wallet made the piece, and then it goes to them. So
is this
like,
wallet a super rare thing, or is it like a cryptocurrency thing?
It's a general cryptocurrency thing. Like I use the same wallet for Nifty, Super Rare, and whatever platform I want to use. But yeah.
It's
this
just
is
like
complex.
Yeah. But if you think about it as like a painting, like when you buy a painting from me, you own the painting, but I can still make t-shirts of it.
I own your 7-Eleven.
You do. That's a good one. But like just because you own that painting of mine doesn't mean you can like make t-shirts of it, right? So
yeah,
even though you are selling a digital asset, you still can't do that, which is like amazing.
Right.
And not to like flame you or anything, but it's always interesting. Like people hear about crypto. It's the same exact like 5 questions. I had the same questions. Everyone I talk to. It's so funny how it's like the same questions every time.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, because I feel like it's been the same sort of market for so long, and then this new thing comes in and completely changes the way it's functioning.
Yeah.
Have you seen anyone in your like community utilize it at all?
I mean, just you and Fewocious and like,
right.
Yeah, I think just you two, or at least
like, sorry,
just the ones I've been paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
For us, like, it's taken over like art, painting, Twitter. It's insane, right? Wait until there's like a photo version. Like everyone you know is gonna hop on that. It's gonna be crazy for you. So I would highly recommend that.
On Rarible,
right.
Someone posted. They're not a photographer though, but they posted like self-portraits.
Yeah.
Like they took pictures of himself on Rarible. So that's the start of something. I just think it needs to get to like fine art photography.
Right.
And
Yeah, and maybe like I could even see a dedicated super site that's just for photography.
There's a little kitty in your couch.
Oh yeah. Hey buddy. Just having a little bath.
Oh my lord. That's adorable.
It's our third guest.
Wait, Bush, do you have any pets?
No, I do not. Do you?
Same. No.
Oh,
Well, not here, but at my family's house. I got 2 little Westies.
Nice.
I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about like the similarities with. Well, there's eggs outside, but the sort of like the parallels of photography and painting. I don't know. I feel like photography is a lot about working with lighting or just the way light interacts with things. And actually, that was a lost thought.
I think lighting, yeah, that's definitely one part of photography. But when I was into it, it was more like seeing like everyday objects and then kind of making the audience see them in a different way. And that's exactly what I do with my painting. So I think like for me, that's the biggest parallel is presenting something unique out of something every day.
I'm having a blank.
yeah, same.
My favorite photos to take, I wasn't like that into it, but I would like walk around my neighborhood at night when I was like 16 and bored. And I would like, I don't know, take a photo of like a staircase and edit it to make it look like it's going a different direction or something. Like just like take everyday objects and make them unique. Like, cool that for me, that's been like my main focus with painting. So it's cool that it came through in both mediums, kind of unintentional.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you can sort of translate an object into something that is like expressing or interacting with emotion.
Right.
Especially with like personal experiences. I don't know. I did this one project where I was sort of exploring myself, my personal emotional experiences within landscapes, and rather than like attempting to document these spaces for, as what they represented or their own stories, I was using it as a method to express my own like experiences.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a tricky one. Definitely a bit deeper than our questions.
Yeah, that was a way better question.
I actually had probably one last question, but you talked about having some issues with social media, like a love-hate thing. Do you ever find yourself catering your work to do better on social media?
Not at all. At the end of the day, I always make art for myself, but I do have this ongoing battle that's just like, fuck, I don't know if this is gonna do as well. Or like the desire for this piece to be appreciated as like a piece I made before that got attention.
Right.
And then it's more about like finding the value in that artwork that, I still made it and I care about it. And it's just like that sort of desire to have the validation met, I guess is what I was trying to say. But yeah,
Right.
I don't think I've ever made a piece just because I thought it was going to go viral.
Reflecting on that, does that give you hope for the future? Like, oh, I stuck to myself and I did good, so will I continue to do good, or is it more, this was my chance? Because how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about in the beginning. Like, shit, I missed my chance. Like,
Mhm.
I got like all these followers. Here's my chance. Um, that sort of thing, and that kind of freaks me out because then I feel like here's the spotlight. Here's your chance. Do something, and then it explode, or just like again go stagnant. But at the end of the day, like I'm just gonna, work at my own pace, make the shit I want to make, and like I'm gonna be happy with that regardless. But again, it's just like that fear of, becoming stagnant and, not being able to sustain like a creative field, I guess.
They all found you
Right.
because you stayed you.
I love that. Yeah, I get that fear too, where it's like I'm doing the same thing. Maybe it's not doing as well as I thought. But it always just like a new opportunity will just kind of show itself after a while.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it's a really weird thing where I get that same feeling where I always want to improve myself and like always do better than my last piece. But it's like when I think about it too much, it takes away from what I'm doing currently. So it's like this weird thing where I try my best to be present and like aware in the moment while also like trying to be better. So it's a really hard thing for me to balance as well. I think like most creatives. I don't know if that made any sense.
No, that did make
that,
sense.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just trying to think of what to say because it's like
Right.
I have so many thoughts. Like, yes, I relate to this, but also how can I contribute to this conversation?
Right.
Well, what are some of the thoughts you're thinking?
Yeah, I'd love to hear them.
Just like I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. I don't like to do that because I feel so silly.
That's this whole
Also, what you
watch
do
it.
is so cool because I don't understand it, but also I connect to it. Like you said about an object and how it brings out emotion. Like there's this one picture, I don't know what it's called or who made it. It's just a wall. Or it was like just windows. But it was so beautiful. And I was staring at this like I wanted to cry at this picture of windows. And I think more so than painting, it brings out that emotion. And I don't have anything to expand on that. Just it's so cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I think again that goes into your personal connection with windows. Like maybe it's and what windows represent. Like windows represent like a symbol of the inside and the outside, and that's sort of like a psychological maybe like a barrier. I don't know, but it's like an interesting. I'm having a lost thought again. I don't know. I have like a beginning of a thought, and then I kind of lose track. I'm like, oh god.
Well,
Yeah, the idea of like outside and inside, and sort of like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna get that.
I have a question. In your photos, when you find a place, how do you find your places? Are you like
Oh,
walking
just
by or driving by and you're like, oh, or like, how does that work?
yeah. So I'll just drive around. I usually like to bike a lot, but I usually pay a lot of attention to how things are interacting with light. So I kind of I think about it as like stumbling across an abandoned movie set. Like it sort of looks like that belongs in a movie, or like there was like a lighting studio right there, or I don't know. Yeah, I rarely have locations in mind. It's just a matter of wandering and um, just having an open eye for, I don't know. Yeah.
So it's not
I
like,
love that.
because in my head, I was like, do you have a list of all these places you want to go to?
Oh, not at all. No.
Oh, no? So when you
No.
decide to go shoot, is it, I'm just going to go outside? And
It's mostly like I'm just gonna drive in a random direction. I'm gonna park. I'm gonna walk around.
That's really cool.
That's so sick.
Again,
And
it's
you
like,
kinda, like capture the memories.
and it kind of goes back into like the excuse that photography gives me an excuse to just go on random adventures, and it's like, I'm not just dicking around, I'm making art, bitch.
I'm gonna paint landscapes so I can like travel places. And
Yeah.
say that. That's great. All right. Well, it's been about 1:10, I think. Should probably
My
wrap
Lord.
it up. It was quick.
Yeah. There's so much I want to
First
learn.
guest.
It just went by.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's put our faces on.
Wait, I
Hang
gotta.
on. There we go.
Oh.
How do you do that?
How do you do that?
You can do that?
Do you see where it says stop video?
Yeah. I don't
click
hit
the
that.
click the arrow to the right of it, and then choose video filter.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, you have unlocked this
Oh, you have to
dangerous,
download them?
dangerous thing.
You gotta. I have it.
download shit.
Oh,
have it,
you're advanced.
Hey man, Zoom class is a bitch.
That's great.
This is what I look like in Zoom class all the time.
I love that. I think it's only fair that I save this moment forever. This is so cheesy.
You're so cheesy, JW. You made us smile though.
I doubt that will even. That's just gonna be like a lit up screen.
A
'cause I had flash
black
on.
flash.
Yeah. All right, cool. That was a great time talking to you, man.
You did that so
Thank you
fast because you were
guys.
nervous. You were like,
Yeah, I hope we can do this again, maybe longer down the road.
yes.
'Cause I remember
for
you guys
sure.
you guys talking about this is like a awesome way for you guys to like practice social skills.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm excited to see how much smoother it gets along the way. And just
I
being
think
able
even
to-
just from episode 1 to now, like
Mm.
I'm so much more comfortable. Like,
Same.
yeah.
Except this, I was a little awkward.
Oh,
But I think so. But
Okay,
I don't know.
I
I have
was
more
awkward.
questions I want to ask you. Like I wanted to ask you, like getting a camera, what camera you wanted, your family. Like I wanted to learn
My family.
your family. Next time.
Yeah, we'll have to do a part 2.
Fewocious, you said you had all these thoughts in your mind, but you didn't want to just think open. Just think openly.
No, because
I-
you're talking about theory and stuff and all
I'm,
this.
I'm,
And I don't want to interrupt and be like, so your family.
No, I'm like,
Tell me.
I feel like you should interrupt. Just do it.
Agreed.
Because I didn't finish any of those theory statements. They were just half thoughts.
Yeah, and if you interrupted, we wouldn't have known.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Next time.
Thank you
Part
guys so
2.
much. You guys are extremely beautiful. I love you. Thank you for putting your delicious art into the world for me to view for free.
You too.
I love you.
So that way-
Have
I
a
love you too.
wonderful Thursday night. For people watching, have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
I love you. And yeah, thanks for listening to my monotone voice. Yeah. I'm gonna plug myself.
Oh yeah, do that. Oh dang it, we're so done. We should. Oh my god, we should.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Plug
say that.
yourself.
I got a book coming out beginning of next year. It's basically my body of work like the past 2 years. Follow these beautiful people. Follow me. My Instagram is Castle Systems and Grade Solomon on Twitter. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
should
we'll
have
make
asked
sure
you
to
where
link
you
you.
got your app from. Oh my god. Okay, next time. Bye bye.
Okay.
Amazing.